Hi, I'm Awena. This is Living Beyond Fatigue. So, welcome to my channel. This is all about navigating and managing chronic fatigue, long COVID, burnout, and really chronic exhaustion that so many people have these days. So, one of the things that really helped my recovery process and my recovery journey was having this absolute unshakable belief that this was not going to be my life. Because when you have fatigue, when you're hit really hard with those early stages or those early days, it feels so overwhelming because it is so overwhelming. It starts to strip you of your personality, your daily functions, your ability to think cognitively or even make a plan or process information. Things like lights can trigger your fatigue. Everything is so exhausting. Just living and breathing, getting dressed, making a cup of tea, sometimes isn't even possible. So the one thing that really carries me through and helped me to go from someone who was bedridden for a while and then a long period of about 18 months of every day really focusing on myself and my health and my mental health, to then getting into a situation where I'm back parenting without a problem, where I can run my business without a problem, where I can do things like do the food shopping, do the hoovering, and go and see friends and go for a swim. I say the term swim loosely. I'm still working on my fitness, but doing what I feel is a normal life again, which is like a breath of fresh air, like my shoulders can drop and whatever happens from here, then amazing. But I've got to a stage now where things are good. They're not what they were, but actually, do we really want things to be the way that they were? For a lot of people, they come to fatigue because they've been living in compound stress, in years of pressure from work, from business, from climbing the ladder or whatever it is that you've done, years of managing relationships, partners, marriages, parental relationships, being a parent, or even being the son or a daughter of somebody, brothers, sisters, friends, co-workers. All these things, buying houses, renovating houses, whatever it is that you've done, studying, traveling, everything that is in our daily life after years, if we are in situations that are stressful, toxic perhaps, and have faced levels of complexity and trauma, what happens is the nervous system holds on to that and it starts to feel unsafe. And when we've landed here in this place of fatigue, whether it's diagnosed or not, you don't need a diagnosis to recognize the sensations that you are feeling, the emotions that you are feeling, and the change in your everyday living circumstances. So it's all valid and it's all welcome in this space, always. But the thing that was really supportive was telling myself, this is not going to be my life. I am not going to be this person who functions in this state of dysfunction permanently. And so that was a real strong thought. Now, I had no evidence that things were going to get any better for a long time. Nothing had an immediate, or there was immediate shifts, but they weren't significant enough for me to believe at that time or know that my life was going to improve. But that solid belief of every day waking up and saying, this is not going to be my life. Now, whether for the rest of the day I watched Netflix and slept, or I got up and did something when I was able to, it doesn't matter. It's about allowing your system, it's about subconsciously reprogramming your system into believing in a different outcome. That doesn't happen overnight. But you can retrain and rewire your body, literally your nervous system and your neural networks within your body, to have different trails of thought. Those thoughts, when strengthened, become those beliefs. Those beliefs then turn into your actions. So while on the external, there was nothing really going on, but internally, I would say that every single day. And now eventually that turned into, I'm a person who is. The other thing that I did, repeat a statement in my mind, which is, I am well and I am fit, I am well, I am full of energy. And I'd sing it to myself. I'd use that throughout the day, making a cup of tea or just lying in bed or spending some time with my son. I would have it in my mind, I'm fit, I'm well, I'm full of energy. I didn't feel fit. I definitely didn't feel well, and I definitely had no energy. I was determined that was not going to be who I was going to become more of. So first of all, a determination that this is not going to be your life, and a statement that makes sense to you. You can use mine if you like. I'm fit, I'm well, I'm full of energy. The third thing that I did, which really helped my beliefs to be reprogrammed and for me to then actually lead a more functional, improved life, was start saying to people when they asked how I was doing, I'm doing really well, thank you. I didn't believe that wasn't actually what was happening. I wanted to scream a lot of the time when someone said, oh, how are you doing? How's the fatigue? Because everybody knew I had fatigue. And I realised after a year and a half that I was saying, oh, I'm really tired, I've got chronic fatigue. And it started to really become my identity. My identity wasn't businesswoman or mother or a winner, which is who I am. My identity was somebody who was carrying chronic fatigue, who lived with this. And I talked about it so much that my friends and general people around me who knew would always ask me about that, which is lovely because people are asking how you're doing. But at the same time, I realised I was replaying the same thing. It's okay. I'm just really tired all the time. Brain fog. And I talk about that. I'm someone who was ill, I realised. I was saying that to myself. So I would start saying to people, I'm doing really well. Now, inside, I wanted to scream. I wanted to scream out and say, no, this is horrible. I hate it. I'm trapped. I'm exhausted all the time. I just want this fog to go. I don't want to live like this anymore. I wanted to scream that out, but actually I didn't. I responded and said, I'm doing really well, thank you. I'm feeling much brighter today. How are you? Now, even though that seemed weird because it felt like it was fake and it felt like I was lying, I guess in some terms you could say that it was a bit of a lie because actually I wasn't feeling like that. But I knew, because I know subconscious reprogramming through my work as NLP practitioner and through MBIT, which is multiple brain integration techniques coach, that we have the opportunity to reprogram our bodies, our brains. And that's exactly what I was doing. So I did that and I started to do that. And then over time, my identity started to become somebody who was more. Nothing happened overnight and nothing happened like that. It was a slow progress, but then I realised that at some point along my journey, for the last 3, 4, 6 weeks, I'd been able to function again. I was doing things like a normal human would do. I wasn't crashing anymore. I was getting back into my business that I work from home. I was able to take my kid to the park. It was fine. I could cook dinner and wash up. And then I could go and see friends at the weekend. It's all like at a nice, calm pace. But it's a much more enjoyable pace. And I realised that I'd come to that place that I'd been programming my mind into believing. And so what I'm exploring here with you and what I'm offering here with you is, if you're not already doing these things, I invite you to just try it out. If it feels a bit weird, go with it anyway, because it will feel weird. It will feel, if you've not done this kind of work before, it will feel weird to begin with, and you'll feel like you're faking your way through it. And it doesn't matter, because with time, what you're doing is you're rebuilding the neural messages in your body and your brain. You're retraining your nervous system to regulate itself. And you're retraining your thoughts, which become your beliefs, which then become your actions, which become your experience of the world. So if you really want to live differently, if you want to ease the symptoms or manage them a bit better or reduce them, or even find initially just to find a space of compassion within yourself, that things can change, things can be slightly different or even a lot different. So how this works for you, I don't know, because I'm not you. I don't know what else is going on in your life, what you're eating, who you're talking to, what information you digest on scrolling through YouTube. I don't know any of those things, what your situation is like at home. I can offer you, though, opportunities to engage in doing something that is going to be beneficial for the physiology and the neuroplasticity of your body. We know that makes a change. So give it a go. See how it starts to feel. And allow yourself that breathing room to recover. I say that word with a bit of caution because I know that the word recovery and recover can feel quite loaded, and it often has an end point, is that do these things and you will get X outcome. This is more about a opportunity to embrace a more sustainable way of healing, a way that's going to support your body from the inside out. And how that path looks for you will be different for every single person. But give it a go. Try out something new. Trust in your body that you can experience these sensations of fatigue a different way. And over time, start to notice how things are becoming different for you. So thank you so much for being here. If you found this video useful, do hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. And also this really helps to get the work out to other people, sending you lots of love.